Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Welcome back to Muhammad, mentor of mankind, where we dive deep into the inspiring lives of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his noble companions, the Sahaba, who shaped the history of Islam with their unwavering faith, courage, and sacrifice. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss these timeless stories that light up our hearts and guide our paths. Imagine this. The year is 632 AD. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the greatest leader humanity has ever known, lies on his deathbed in Medina. Chaos brews across Arabia as false prophets rise like dark storms, claiming divine revelation to seize power. One such impostor, a cunning sorcerer named Aswad Ansi, has taken over Yemen, murdering leaders, forcing marriages, and deceiving thousands with his black magic and eloquent lies. But in the shadows, a hero emerges, a humble companion of the Prophet, armed not just with a sword, but with unbreakable iman, faith. He risks everything to crush this fitna and protect the ummah. Today, we're unveiling the epic tale of Hazrat Firoz Daylami, may Allah be pleased with him, the man who slayed a false prophet and became a beacon of bravery. Buckle up, this story will leave you in awe. Who among you has heard about the Sahaba before? Were they just names in history books for you? Or have their stories inspired your life? Share below. I read every comment. Now, let's set the stage. To truly appreciate this heroism, we need to understand the turmoil on both sides, the rebellion in Yemen and the heart-wrenching situation in Medina. The Prophet, peace be upon him, had just returned from Hajjatul Wida, his farewell those final days, pilgrimage where he delivered his iconic sermon on equality, justice, and unity. But soon after, he fell ill. His fever was intense. He would tie a cloth around his head to ease the pain, moving between the houses of his wives for comfort. The Sahaba gathered around him, their hearts heavy with worry. Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, led prayers in his absence, and the Prophet's words echoed, "O people, if I owe anything to anyone, let him claim it now." Medina was a mix of devotion and dread. Rumors of his worsening health spread like wildfire. Tribes from afar sent delegations, but whispers of apostasy began. On the other side, in distant regions, opportunists exploited this vulnerability. In Medina, the atmosphere was tense. Economic strains from recent wars, the need to consolidate the young Islamic state, and emotional grief as the Prophet's companions prepared for the unthinkable. Ali and others tended to him day and night, while outside, the city buzzed with prayers for his recovery. It was a time of spiritual highs and looming shadows. The ummah's faith was being tested like never before.
Meanwhile, far south in Yemen, a storm was raging. Aswad Ansi, a man of Yemeni origin known for his deceitful ways, declared himself a prophet. He claimed, "I am a prophet. An angel comes to me with revelation. Anyone who says Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the last prophet after me is a liar." The people were furious at first, but Aswad was no ordinary fraud. He was sly, eloquent, a master magician who used spies to uncover secrets and manipulate hearts. He killed the governor, Ibn Bazan, and forcibly married his widow, Daza, a beautiful and strong-willed woman who secretly seethed with rage and plotted revenge. As news of the Prophet's illness spread, fitna erupted across Arabia. In Yamama, Musaylima the liar claimed prophethood. In the Asad tribe, Tulayha al-Asadi did the same. But Aswad was the most dangerous. He seized control of Yemen, turning it into his personal kingdom of illusions. He performed miracles like making donkeys speak or predicting hidden thoughts, all through trickery and sorcery. Thousands fell under his spell, abandoning Islam for his false promises. Enter our hero, Hazrat Firoz Daylami, R.A., a Persian-origin Muslim settled in Yemen, one of the sincere companions who had embraced Islam wholeheartedly. He was from a blessed family, known for their loyalty to the Prophet. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, learned of Aswad's rebellion during his illness, he sent secret letters to his trusted followers in Yemen, ordering them to eliminate this threat. Firoz received one such command. He couldn't stand idle. "We've never accepted this false prophet," he declared to his companions. "We can't remain silent or submit. The Prophet's letter has arrived. It's time to rise." Firoz gathered a small group of brave Muslims. He confided in his cousin, Daza, the very widow Aswad had forced into marriage. Burning with hatred for her oppressor, Daza swore by Allah who sent Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a prophet, "I despise Aswad Ansi. Include me in your plan." She was key. As his wife, she had access to his palace. Together, they hatched a daring plot in the dead of night. Firoz asked Daza, "How can we get close enough to kill him?" She revealed, "The palace is heavily guarded, but there's a remote room on the outer wall with no residents and lacks security. Dig a tunnel from outside into that room. You'll find weapons and a lamp there, and I'll be waiting. From there, we sneak into his bedroom." But tunneling into a fortified palace, risky. What if a guard spots us? Firoz worried. Daza had a clever idea. "Send your trusted men disguised as workers and laborers to me tomorrow. I'll have them dig from the inside, leaving just a thin layer for you to break through outside. It'll be quick and silent."
Firoz praised her wisdom. "Your plan is perfect and logical." They parted, hearts pounding with resolve. Back with his companions, Firoz shared the details. They approved, prayed for success, and prepared. As night fell like a black veil over Yemen, Firoz and his two allies reached the spot. They broke through the remaining wall, entered the quiet room, lit the lamp, grabbed weapons, and crept toward Aswad's chamber. Daza stood guard at the door, signaling them in. Aswad lay snoring in deep sleep. Firoz raised his sword, placed the blade on Aswad's neck, and struck with force. The false prophet bellowed like a bull, then thrashed like a slaughtered camel. His agonized cries echoed. Guards rushed toward the noise. "What was that sound?" they shouted. Daza, calm and quick-witted, replied, "Nothing. Revelation is descending upon Allah's prophet. Go back to your posts." The group hid inside the palace till dawn. At sunrise, Firoz climbed the fortress wall and called the adhan, the call to prayer. Muslims rallied to the sound, while Aswad's followers charged in confusion. Chaos erupted as the two sides clashed. Firoz hurled Aswad's severed head from the wall. Seeing their leader dead, the rebels' spirits shattered. With cries of Allahu Akbar, the Muslims launched a fierce attack. By sunset, the fitna was crushed. Yemen was free. That very day, Firoz sent a messenger to Medina with the glad tidings, Aswad Ansi is slain. But upon arrival, the messenger learned the heartbreaking news. The Prophet, peace be upon him, had passed away that same night. Yet, through divine revelation, the Prophet had already known. In his final hours, he told the Sahaba, Aswad Ansi was killed last night by a blessed man from a blessed household. When asked who, he replied, Firoz. Firoz has succeeded. Back in Medina, amid the grief of the Prophet's passing, this news brought solace. The city was in mourning. Thousands wept at his janazah, funeral, led by Abu Bakr, R.A., who reminded them, Muhammad is but a messenger. Messengers have passed before him. But challenges loomed. Apostate tribes rebelled, refusing zakat. Abu Bakr, now caliph, vowed to fight them, saying, By Allah, if they withhold even a camel's rope due in zakat, I will fight them. Medina became a hub of strategy. Armies dispatched to quell uprisings, including against Musaylima and Tuleha. It was a time of unity forged in fire, with Sahaba like Khalid ibn al-Walid, R.A., leading victories. The Prophet's legacy endured, but those days tested the ummah's resilience, blending sorrow with steadfastness. Hazrat Firoz Daylami's R.A.'s feat is etched in Islamic history, a shining example of faith, sacrifice, and valor. He wasn't a famous warrior like Khalid, but his quiet courage saved thousands from deception. As a Persian Muslim, he embodied Islam's universality. Later, he lived humbly, passing in the Caliphate era. His story inspired generations. Salam to the heroes of Islamic history like Hazrat Firoz Daylami, R.A. If this story ignited your iman, like, share, and subscribe for more on the Sahaba. Drop in the comments, which Sahabi story should we cover next? Allah Hafiz. May Allah guide us all.